Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to do something really fun. So in my recent videos, I have been talking about the membership a little bit, which is my monthly subscription platform where we do a lot of really fun things. There's a living library of content like guided meditations, affirmations, journal prompts. There's old master classes and workshops you can watch. There's bonus content. There are monthly live calls, group energy healings, group Q&A, different intuitively guided topics we go into. It's a really fun place. There's also like a community forum where you can connect with other people in the membership. You can ask me questions. You can ask questions to the group. You can connect with people. You can share your experiences, your wins, etc. It's just this really awesome, fun place to be. And currently there's a 14-day free trial, so you can check that out at the link below. But one of the things that I wanted to share is that one of my favorite things we do in the membership is each month before the start of that new month, what I do is I record what I call a monthly energy forecast. And this is where I tune into the energy of that month and I share with the group different themes and energies that they can expect throughout the month. And I talk about different tips and ways to navigate that and how you can really like work with these energies as a way to help you along your path, help guide you through your manifestations, through the things you want to create, and really just help you elevate and expand in new ways. And yeah, I love this part of the membership. It's really fun for me. It's something that it's not a live call. I record these and upload them on my own for you to listen to in your own time. And so what I thought I would do today is give you guys here on YouTube just like a little glimpse of what that looks like. So we're going to do a little mini version of a monthly energy forecast for the month of September because we're coming to the end of August here. So I'm going to record this today and give you like a little taste of what that looks like. And then if you like it and you want access to the full version that I'm going to do for the membership, then you can click that link below and join the 14-day free trial and see if you like it. Which I think you will. It's really fun in the membership. I love it. It's been a really small group for a while now, and we're ready to expand it and let some more people in. So I'm really excited about that. So you guys are gonna get a taste of my process here. So in case you're wondering what I mean when I say tune into the energy of the month, what I do is I kind of just go into like a little bit of like a meditative state. So I close my eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just feel into, I can't really describe it any other way than I just simply feel into the energy of the month. It's just a very intuitive process for me. For me personally, just like my own intuitive process is I get a lot of like feeling messages through feeling, like feeling in my body. Sometimes I might see visuals. Sometimes I might just have like a knowing of certain things, but typically I'll get a few themes for each month and I'll be guided into kind of like how to share about tips and tricks and ways for us to work through it. And then sometimes I'll also pull a few oracle cards if I feel guided to do that and share some messages through that as well. So I think I'll probably share one theme here and then maybe we'll pick like an oracle card or two so you guys can just kind of see the process. Typically in the membership, there's at least like 3 to 4 themes that come up. And yeah, we just go a little bit more in depth in those themes and kind of how to work through them. So this will be just like a little snippet of that. So this is how we start in the membership as well is if you are able to, if you're not busy, then, I would ask you to go ahead and close your eyes. If you are busy, if you're moving around, if you're in the kitchen, if you're driving, don't close your eyes, but just get into a space where you can kind of take a few deep breaths, just relax a little bit. So go ahead and close your eyes if you can. If not, that's fine. Just relax your shoulders and go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more time, nice deep breath in through your nose. And on the exhale, just relax. Settle into your body, settle into this moment. and just allow yourself to receive. There's nothing you have to do. Just allow yourself to receive the messages that come through. And don't mind me, I just tend to keep my eyes closed for an extra second here until I kind of receive the full message. So bear with me. Okay, so the theme that I want to touch on today that I really feel for the month of September, and I really think you guys are going to resonate with this and you're going to see this play out for you, is this energy of like coming out of hibernation, which is very interesting because we're going into fall, and typically, animals come out of hibernation at the end of winter, and it seems like a odd time kind of seasonally for this to be the energy I'd be feeling into. But what I'm getting from it is like it's almost like it's not really related to like seasons. It's not like, at the end of winter time coming out of hibernation. It's more like an inner hibernation. Like if there's been a period of feeling like maybe there hasn't been as many ideas flowing as in, maybe you haven't had as much inspiration, or it's kind of felt like things have been stagnant or slow in certain areas of your life, or it feels like, yeah, there's just things that there haven't been much momentum or progress on. It feels like September is a big month of like coming out of that. And there's just like, I see a lot of action. I see a lot of movement, momentum. I see a lot of inspiration. I see a lot of clarity. I see a lot of like people like literally taking steps. Like I just see this image of you just like taking the path is clear, you know what to do, and there's just like steps in front of you, and it feels like if you're somebody who has a tendency to be like an overthinker or to be in your head a lot, it feels like this is the opposite of that. Like you are going to be out of your head and you're going to be in this mode of like action and movement, and it's going to feel really good because it's like finally getting out of the head, getting out of the resistance, getting out of these kind of thoughts and doubts and maybe negativity that you had been dwelling on before, and now just like going, just doing it. And it's going to feel like it's finally time. Like I do feel this energy of maybe, how do I want to put it? Is it waiting? It's kind of felt like in the past, or like leading up to this month, it's kind of felt like maybe there's been something you've been wanting to do, or an area of your life you've really wanted to see some change in. And it's just felt like it's been stagnant or stuck, and like you haven't really had the motivation or the inspiration to do anything. Like it just feels like you've kind of felt like, I don't really know. I'm almost at a standstill. Like I don't really know what to do, or nothing feels right. Or whenever I come up with maybe these different solutions that I think are going to work, it just doesn't feel like the right move. It feels like in September, it's just going to be like all of a sudden the answers are there for you. And it's like, you didn't even really have to think about them. And it's not about, okay, well, why weren't these here before? No overthinking it, just getting up and doing it. So a lot of times with these themes, what happens is you may not be feeling it right now. You might not know how this is going to play out right now, but as the month goes on, could be right in the beginning, could be middle, could be end of September, these themes are going to be there for you in whatever way they're meant to unfold for you. And so sometimes people feel them right away, and other times you might not. It might be in a way that you weren't even expecting. You'd be like, later through the month, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is what she was talking about. This is that area of my life where I was feeling like kind of at a standstill, and now all of a sudden there's a lot of action. So yeah, September feels like this month of action. It feels like action from a place of not forcing, not pushing, not like overly exerting or efforting, but doing it in a flow, which is, I'm smiling because it's like, isn't that what we all want? We don't want to do things that feel like we're forcing ourselves to do them. We don't want to do things that feel like we're exhausting ourselves. We want to do the things that like we just feel kind of naturally pulled to, this natural like flow. And like, I think as humans, for the most part, we do want to be doing things. Like we want to be creative. We want to be creating. We want to be useful. We want to be putting our energy and ourselves out into the world in some way, but we don't want to do it in a way that feels effortful, exhausting, forceful. We want to do it in a way that feels like flow and fun and alignment. And September feels like this month where if the lights were turned off before and it felt like you couldn't see the path and it felt like things were stagnant, you were at a standstill, the inspiration or motivation wasn't there. It's like all that's turning on, and it's not like what I'm really feeling an emphasis on right now is like, there's no time for overthinking. It's like you're just going to get up and get going, and you're going to be doing it before you've even realized that you're doing it. And you're just going to be in the motion of it, going, going, going. And all of a sudden you're going to look back and be like, whoa, like, where did this come from? Like, I have been waiting for the motivation or the inspiration to get started with this, or I've been waiting for this to become clear. And now here I am just doing it. And like, almost like, whoa, where did this come from? Like, when did this start? How did I just get started with this thing that's felt so almost like stuck or stagnant? And now all of a sudden I'm just doing it. Like, what? But that's how it's meant to be. It's meant to feel like this flow. It's meant to feel easy. And September is going to be this very action-filled month, I feel, for those of us. Here's how I want to preface this. For those of us who don't try to overthink it. So when you get the inspiration in September, just go. Do not get stuck in a pattern of overthinking. Do not get stuck in a pattern of needing to figure out the how or the why or how it's going to play out. When you get the inspiration, just go. Start doing it, because the momentum's going to build on that. And before you know it, you're going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, this thing that felt so stuck for so long, I'm now just like well into the process of it. And I didn't even really notice. Like, it didn't feel like this huge decision I had to make. It didn't feel effortful. It didn't feel like I was like having to pull teeth, it just felt like I just did it. And now I can look back and like, I'm a few weeks in and it's like, oh, now I've built the momentum. Things are moving. This is good. And I feel like September is going to be one of those months where you're not burning out, you're not exhausting yourself, but there's a lot of action. There's a lot of action, and in a way that like fuels you. Do you know that feeling when you're doing the thing that you love and you could almost just stay up all night doing it because you're like so inspired and excited and you love it, and it's like giving you energy. You're not feeling drained from it. You're not feeling like exhausted from it. You're just feeling like, oh my God, I feel so good when I'm doing this thing. That's how September feels. It feels like this month of, there's a lot of action going on, but it's not from a place of draining yourself. It's from a place of actually, this is giving me more life. Like, this is giving me more energy. This is even more exciting. So that's what I see in September. And let's see if there's any other like tips or anything for that. It just feels like lean into it, because this is a big moment for you when it comes to, really actualizing your manifestations and your desires. This is the part where you don't have to know why you're feeling drawn to like take this specific action. You don't have to understand why you're maybe being drawn to start this particular project, or why you're all of a sudden being drawn to start, I don't know, even this particular workout routine, or this particular like action in any area of your life. Just start taking the action and start doing it, and start letting it lead you along the path. You don't have to know the how or the why or where it's going. Let yourself just flow with it, because this is the thing where you're going to be putting your energy out there and building momentum. And before you know it, your desires, the things you've been imagining, visualizing, affirming, it's all going to materialize in your reality. And this is part of how it's going to get here. And I want to be cautious in that it's not that you have to do anything to make your desires come to you, right? They're already alive within you. However, part of this human experience is that we're like having a physical experience, and there are certain times where we're called to act. We're called to take a step, to do an action. And this is that time where I really feel like a lot of us are going to feel this call to take some action, and maybe a lot of action. And don't ignore it. Don't overthink it. Don't try to figure out all the details of it. Just flow with it, because in some way, this is related to your desires, what you've been manifesting, imagining, calling into your reality. This is all on that same path, because you'll know the difference. If the action feels like flow, and it feels like you're lit up by it, you're energized by it, you're excited by it, that's how you know it is on that path. Because the way you feel while you're taking the action is the same way the physical manifestation is going to feel when it arrives. Like the way That because it's essentially like that's the energy that you're infusing into the foundation of the manifestation. And so if it feels like effort, if it feels exhausting, if it feels like in a bad way, like it doesn't feel good, then stop, because that's not it. That's not what this is. Wait, pause, tune in with yourself, keep doing your practices, keep affirming, keep coming back and watching content like this to get yourself back into the state of mind that you want to be in. And then move from that state. When you feel called to take the action from that state, go. September's like go time for it. Okay, so that's like a little example of what we do in the membership when I do the energy forecast. And then I will, like I said, in the membership, they're probably around like 40 to 45 minutes each time, sometimes a little bit shorter or longer. But that's just like a little example. And then I also typically pull like maybe an oracle card or two. So I'm going to do one for you guys here. So I'm going to pull from this deck, which is called the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. And we'll just pull a card and see if there's any final messages. And I didn't really explain this before, but for me, when I'm kind of doing this type of channeling or like, tuning in, and receiving these messages, the way that they kind of feel to me, or the way that I interpret it, is like they're coming from our higher selves. So basically what I'm doing is I'm connecting with everybody who's ever going to watch this video. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter, the month. Like obviously I'm recording this for September of 2024, but it doesn't matter. You might see this in February of 2027, or whatever. It doesn't matter. These messages are for you whenever you find them, but I'm tuning into that. And it's like each of our higher selves is coming forward, and it almost forms like this one collective higher self that I'm tuning into, if that makes sense. If you want me to elaborate on that, you can leave a question in the comments below, and let me know what you want to learn more about. But that's just my process, how it feels to me. So sometimes I say like, oh, they're saying this. And when I say there, I mean like the collective higher self that I'm tapping into for this video. Okay, so we're going to pull a card from this deck. So I just kind of hold it to my heart for a second, take a deep breath. And then I shuffle the cards, and the first one that pops out is the one that we're going to get our message from. All right. Ooh, oh my gosh, interesting. Okay, so I feel like this card is perfect for the messages we were just talking about. Sorry, a couple of them just flipped over, so I'm just putting them in the right direction. Okay, so the card that we got for today for our September energy forecast is change. And what it says is the frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. I love this. Okay, so what I'm feeling from this card and how it's relating to our message for September is it's like, all this action that we're going to be taking, it's creating change I'm seeing on two levels. One level, yes, you are physically creating a change in your life, whatever, when you feel this inspiration or this kind of instinct to act and take this action, whatever it may be in your life, it's going to create a change on a physical level. Yes. However, the second layer of this change is like you're changing the way you even go about life. How do I want to word that? It's kind of like this broad idea. So bear with me as I kind of translate the messages that I receive intuitively into like words. So it's like you're changing the process of creation in general and like the way that you used to move through life. So in the past, you may have moved through life where it's like you're just, whenever you want something or want to get something done, you try to force an effort and push your way to it. And it's like feels like a struggle. And it's like, why am I not getting there fast enough? I must just have to work harder. And why isn't this working? I must just have to like push more. And I must just have to like go against, and that's often like where we go against our natural rhythm, and we go against our body. And then we feel things like anxiety, and we feel tired, and we feel fatigued, and we have insomnia, and we can't, we can't ever get back to like our normal energy levels. And now we're deficient in these minerals, and because our body's not absorbing things properly. It's just like this whole thing, right? Like that, then we get on the spin, and then we're moody and we're snappy and our relationships suffer. And like, it's this whole spiral that we get in, right? And it's like, that's how a lot of us used to live life, is like, we just kind of were in reaction mode, and we were taught to kind of like force and push and struggle. And if we wanted something, we just had to try harder, and we just like keep trying harder on like an outside level, like try harder in the external. And now it's like, change is like, we're doing it from within. We're doing it from, we're not forcing anything. We're not pushing against anything. We are moving from a place of flow, of alignment, of intuition. We're moving from a place of, yes, I'm taking action, but I'm taking an action that feels like it's actually giving me more life. It's giving me more energy. It feels inspired. It feels intuitive. It feels like the most natural thing in the world. It feels like, yes, I'm taking an action and I'm doing something, but it's not forced. It's not a struggle. It's not exhausting me. It's not depleting me. It's like, it's so natural. Of course I'm going to take this action. This action feels so good, and I'm not overthinking it, and I'm not trying to figure out the next 10 steps. I'm just moving with the flow in the moment. So it feels like that's the change. It's like the shift in how you be, how you go about life, how you move through the world. That's the undercurrent. That's like the first layer. And then there's that other layer that's like on the surface level, is like, yes, in September, there's going to be change, because you are going to be taking action, and you're going to be taking action that maybe you felt like you couldn't take before. It felt stagnant. It felt stuck. It felt like you were blocked in some way. You didn't feel inspired to it. Something about it didn't feel right. And then all of a sudden it clicks this month, and it's like, I know what to do. And you're not even going to question it. You might not even realize you're doing it until you're halfway through it. And then you're going to look back and be like, oh my God. Like I said, you're going to be like, here I am. I'm doing it. And this is going to create this like physical materialization of some of your manifestations. Like this action, this energy, this output that's coming from a place of flow and alignment is going to create these manifestations that, in that same vein, also feel like flow and alignment. I also just looked up as I was saying that, and the time of this video was 22 minutes and 22 seconds. So that is my sign that this is our message. This is the perfect way to kind of conclude our theme for the month of September. So if you enjoyed this and you want to experience this more often, check out the membership. Like I said, there's a free 14-day trial. You can click the link down below. We do this every month, and there's tons more stuff like this in the membership. I mean, we talk about things like this all the time. We're always going through these types of themes, and yeah, it's just kind of this hub for all stuff manifestation, creation, and living a soul-aligned life, really aligning with the truth of who you are. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos. Leave a comment down below. What did you think? Did you enjoy this? Are you already feeling this energy? How is this playing out for you? Let me know if you have any questions. And in addition to the links for the membership, there's also links for some of my one-on-one services. So you can book a single session. You can book like a package of sessions. And then there's also a form for an application if you'd like to work with me in a longer term, more in-depth one-on-one basis. So check it out. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.